Do you believe it's wrong? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He turned, his eyes filled with a silent intensity, as if the very air between us was alive with tension. What this? He murmured, his voice tinged with uncertainty, yet full of something darker, something that neither of us could escape. It's not wrong to feel something, he whispered, and in that moment, everything between us changed. His touch, that fleeting moment, lingered, like a storm waiting to break. In the stillness, a palpable tension fills the room, as if the silence itself speaks louder than any sound. Since he passed, the silence in our home is deep, echoing with the memories that linger in the air. His laughter, once a vibrant melody echoing through the halls, has faded into an eerie quiet, leaving behind only the faint remnants of a warmth that now lingers solely in the shadows of memory. Each night, I linger on the edge of our bed, where the sheets still echo the imprint of his presence. I tell myself he has merely stepped out for a fleeting moment, yet a chilling certainty gnaws at my core, whispering the unsettling truth I dare not acknowledge. Grief is a constant presence, always there, waiting to catch you off guard. It digs deep into your very marrow, wrapping around your heartbeat, making each thump feel like a weighty echo in the silence. In the depths of my despair, I had convinced myself that I was beyond feeling, beyond the reach of joy, excitement, or that delicate, breath-stealing softness that once ignited my soul. Yet, within the haunting silence of that sorrow, a presence began to awaken, a force I had always sensed but never encountered in such a profound way. Perhaps he had transformed into someone unrecognizable, or perhaps it was I who had morphed into a stranger in my own life. In the beginning, it was all in the glances, not the fleeting, casual ones, but the heavy, silent stares that lingered in the air, palpable and electric, long before I even became aware of their presence. I caught him watching me once, not merely watching, but noticing, as if he were piercing through the veil of my facade, uncovering the depths beneath. He had transformed, no longer merely a shadow lurking in the recesses of my past. He emerged, a figure of undeniable presence, weaving himself into the very fabric of my reality, and with each passing moment, the tension of our connection thickened, leaving me breathless with anticipation. As dawn broke, I stepped into the kitchen, only to find him there, a shadowy figure cloaked in the early light, stirring the air with an unsettling presence. Sunlight crept across his face, casting shadows that danced with uncertainty, while his shirt sleeves were rolled up, hinting at the storm brewing just beneath the surface. He smiled, and in that fleeting moment, the world held its breath, suspended in a delicate balance between anticipation and uncertainty. He extended a cup of coffee towards me, our fingers barely grazing, just a fleeting touch, yet in a heart that had lain dormant for ages, even that brief connection resonated like a storm brewing in the distance. Silence enveloped us, a heavy shroud that concealed the unspoken truth lurking in the shadows. We were compelled to hold back, the weight of unspoken truths hanging in the air, thick with tension. Yet, after that fateful day, fleeting moments began to accumulate, each one delicate and fragile, like petals cascading upon a windowsill, whispering secrets of what once was. The people around us began to notice, their eyes sharp and full of questions, but they said nothing. I caught them exchanging glances, wondering what was truly happening between us. Was it just grief? Or something else entirely? The world outside had no idea, and maybe that was for the best. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was changing, both in him and in me. The tension between us was undeniable, like a thin line ready to snap at any moment. He lingered in the shadows, his questions hanging in the air like a thick fog, devoid of urgency, yet heavy with unspoken intentions. He offered assistance for tasks I had no desire to share, each gesture laced with an unsettling tension that sent shivers down my spine. His kindness was unwavering, yet a darker force lurked just beneath the surface, poised to reveal itself at any moment. It was neither wrong nor inappropriate, yet it enveloped me like the flickering flames of a fire, both a source of warmth and a perilous temptation, drawing me ever closer to the edge of uncertainty. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting eerie shadows around us, we found ourselves seated on the porch, side by side, the air thick with unspoken tension. The wind whispered secrets of jasmine and haunting memories, each breath a reminder of what once was, lingering in the air like a ghost waiting to be unveiled. Our hands lingered in the charged air, so tantalizingly close that a mere shift could ignite the spark between us. And I shifted, just slightly, as if the very air around me held its breath in anticipation. He turned to me, a flicker of apprehension dancing in his eyes. "You've been eerily silent," he murmured, a shadow of concern flickering in his eyes. "It still feels different," I murmured, the weight of uncertainty hanging in the air like a thick fog. He nodded, a subtle yet profound gesture that seemed to echo in the silence, laden with unspoken tension and the weight of impending revelations. To be different is not necessarily to be condemned. The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken tension, as I struggled to find my voice. Silence enveloped me, a suffocating shroud, and the moment slipped away like sand through my fingers. I wanted to answer, but the weight of uncertainty held me captive. His gaze locked onto mine, a quiet intensity simmering beneath the surface, unwavering and profound. In that moment, a flicker of something long forgotten ignited within me, an unguarded tenderness that had been buried beneath layers of time and silence. "I miss him," I whispered, my voice trembling with uncontainable emotion. "I miss him too," he whispered, his voice barely breaking the heavy silence that hung between us. "But I see you, and the weight of this burden need not rest solely on your shoulders." I refrained from leaning on his shoulder, though the desire surged within me like a tempest, threatening to break free. The thought haunted the days and nights that ensued, an unrelenting shadow that refused to fade. He brought me tokens of affection, delicate flowers that whispered secrets of the heart, my favorite snacks that ignited memories of laughter, and subtle repairs around the house that hinted at a deeper connection. Each gesture, seemingly innocent, carried an undercurrent of something more profound, a tension that lingered in the air, waiting to unravel. As he entered the room, a surge of emotions coursed through me, not the weight of guilt or the sting of shame, but a flicker of something softer, something that whispered of hope in the shadows of uncertainty. On a seemingly ordinary day, the heavens unleashed a sudden summer rain, drenching us in an unexpected deluge that sent shivers down our spines. We erupted in laughter, our arms burdened with dripping laundry, hair plastered to our faces as the tension in the air thickened around us. Inside, drenched and gasping for air, we locked eyes, and an unspoken tension crackled in the space between us. Not mere desire, but a deep, aching longing restrained by invisible chains. "You look beautiful," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, laden with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. Time stood still as I felt the icy grip of fear seize me. Why would you utter those words? I longed to inquire, yet deep down, I was already aware. "I'm sorry," he murmured, his voice barely breaking the heavy silence that hung in the air. "No," I declared, my voice steady yet laced with an undercurrent of tension. "You're not." He retreated, yet his gaze remained locked onto mine, a silent tension hanging in the air between us. "I need you to understand. You are not unseen." Not to me. That night, sleep eluded me, a haunting specter lurking just beyond my reach. His words reverberated through the silence, a haunting declaration, not invisible. The following day, I stumbled upon him, lost in the shadows of his thoughts, sketching by the window, the light casting an eerie glow around him. Little did I realize he possessed the hidden talent of drawing. I demanded to see, and in that fleeting moment of uncertainty, he faltered, before finally relinquishing the notebook into my hands. It was I, an embodiment, not merely a likeness, but the very soul of a moment, where shadows danced upon a visage and the silhouette of a shoulder whispered secrets untold. He had captured me in a moment that echoed the depths of my heart when love enveloped me. Silence hung in the air, thick and suffocating, as I stood there, my lips sealed tight. The weight of unspoken words pressed down on me, a tension that crackled like electricity, leaving the room teetering on the edge of revelation. As I took my place beside him, an electric tension filled the air, thick with unspoken words and lingering secrets. The world around us faded, leaving only the weight of the moment hanging between us, heavy and charged with possibility. This time, I allowed our arms to brush against each other, and I stood my ground, refusing to pull away. As the days melded into an indistinguishable haze, we approached a boundary that loomed ominously before us, a line neither of us dared to cross, yet one we could no longer evade. In the depths of chaos, he emerged as my sanctuary, a quiet refuge amidst the storm. Perhaps, in that fragile moment, I became the very thread that tethered him to this world, the reason he chose to linger in the shadows of uncertainty. As the shadows deepened and the air grew thick with anticipation, I shattered the stillness of the night. "Do you believe it's wrong?" He turned, the weight of the moment hanging heavy in the air, as shadows danced around him, whispering secrets of what lay ahead. What this? What lies unspoken between us? What shadows linger in the silence, waiting to be unveiled? "It's not wrong to feel something," he whispered, his voice barely breaking the heavy silence that enveloped them. "Yet, I fear the shadows of misunderstanding may loom over us." I nodded, the weight of the moment pressing heavily upon my shoulders. "Yet, in the shadows of despair, your presence ignites a flicker of life within me once more. Then let us simply exist in this moment. No promises linger in the air, no expectations to weigh us down, just the haunting presence of the moment, here and now." And in that haunting stillness, an unsettling peace lingered, as if the very air held its breath, waiting for the storm to break. We named it nothing, yet in every fleeting glance, in every whispered word, and in the stillness of those quiet evenings, we forged something profound, something that danced on the edge of love. On a storm-laden night, as the rain lashed against the windows, our hands collided over the spoon, a moment suspended in time, charged with an unspoken tension that crackled in the air. Our hands collided, a spark igniting the air between us. His fingers lingered, refusing to pull away, as if bound by an unseen force. "I think about you," he declared, his voice a low whisper that hung in the air, thick with unspoken emotions. "Not to tarnish the memory of what we lost, but to pay tribute to the possibilities that still linger in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered." My breath hitched in my throat. "I don't know what this is," I murmured, my voice barely escaping my lips, as a shiver of uncertainty coursed through me. "It doesn't have to be anything yet," he whispered, his voice laced with uncertainty, as if the very air around them held its breath, waiting for the next move in this precarious game of fate. "I crave your presence, an insatiable longing that pulls me closer, as if the very air between us crackles with unspoken tension." As autumn descended, it cloaked the world in a haunting embrace of slow gold, each leaf a whisper of change, each breeze a portent of the unknown. In the hushed moments between us, we exchanged the weight of stories bound in pages, wandered through shadowy paths where whispers lingered, and surrendered to the haunting melodies that echoed from the records, each note a secret waiting to be unveiled. The house, once a hollow shell echoing with silence, now pulsed with an unsettling energy, as if the very walls were holding their breath, waiting for something to unfold. Yet, the world beyond remained oblivious. A chilling message from a neighbor pierced through the silence, leaving me trembling with uncertainty. I retreated into the shadows. He became aware, a chilling realization creeping into his mind. "Why do your eyes linger on me as if they're desperately trying to erase my existence?" "Because it would be simpler," I admitted, the weight of my words hanging in the air like a storm cloud ready to unleash its fury. "I refuse to be an easy target," he declared, his voice laced with determination. "I yearn to unveil my true self." In that electrifying moment, I stepped toward him, drawn in by an undeniable force, close enough to feel the heat radiating from his body. A chilling dread creeps into my heart, tightening its grip with each passing moment. "So am I," he declared, his voice trembling with intensity. "But I'd choose the thrill of fear by your side over the hollow comfort of safety without you." That night, I surrendered to the embrace of something unseen, not with arms, but with an overwhelming presence, a haunting patience, and a profound peace that enveloped me like a shroud. In the dimly lit attic, a realm he had meticulously crafted into a sanctuary of light and books, he extended a notebook towards me, its pages whispering secrets of untold stories waiting to be uncovered. "It's all about you, about us, fleeting moments that hang in the balance." His words, jagged and unrefined, cut through the silence like a knife, echoing with the weight of grief, flickering with the fragile light of hope, and whispering promises of healing, all centered around me. "What could possibly compel you to hand this over to me?" I inquired, my voice trembling with anticipation. "For I behold you, not merely as a figure once cherished, but as a soul still deserving of love's embrace." Words failed me as I stepped into his embrace, a silent plea echoing in the charged air. This time, he responded, wrapping his arms around me, a moment suspended in uncertainty and longing. That night, silence enveloped me, not as a ghostly specter, but as a haunting embrace, drawing me deeper into its enigmatic depths. In the days that followed, we emerged from the shadows, no longer shackled by fear. We laughed, our voices echoing in the stillness. We healed, each moment a fragile thread woven into the fabric of our existence. Life began to unfold once more, but in the shadows, grief lingered, a silent specter watching as love stealthily seeped through the cracks, daring to reclaim its place in our hearts. As dawn broke, he suddenly turned to me, his gaze piercing through the shadows of the room. In the shadow of fate's relentless grip, I wonder, if life had carved a different path for us, would the stars have conspired to bring us together once more? A smile crept across my lips, yet beneath it, my heart raced with an intensity that threatened to spill over. Some connections, no matter the distance or time, possess an uncanny ability to resurface, weaving their threads through the fabric of fate. In that electrifying moment, as he extended his hand toward me, a surge of anticipation coursed through my veins. I felt the weight of the world hanging in the balance, and this time, I didn't falter. If you enjoyed this story and want to see what happens next, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss any of the thrilling tales we have in store for you.